Oh, what is up, everybody? To Receiver today, and we're gonna talk about the PS5 Pro. This is the rumored console people are getting hyped about, and I think it is very overhyped because these improvements are not very much. So this is the performance of Alan Wake 2. This is the game I was looking forward to. This game is getting a physical version very soon. So I'm looking forward to actually playing the physical version, all the DLC and attachments. But this game is running at a solid 60 frames per second on Xbox Series X, while it's struggling on the base PS5 at only 46 frames per second. This is the footage you see before you. Xbox is at a steady 60, while PS5 gets to the low 45 frames per second. So this is kind of why a Pro model was needed, because a few of these games on PS5 run terrible. And even with the Pro model, this is one of the games that was featured to have an improvement. Alan Wake 2 with the Pro model only has very limited footage. Appears to have two modes, 30 frames per second modes versus 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second mode is 864p. 60 frames at 864p. That is crazy right there. 30 frames is at 1260p. No signs of SFR2. Almost certainly PSSR. I don't know all these technical terms right here. All this ray trace. I don't know what these technical terms are, so whatever. But very little footage. FSR2 is terrible in this game. PSSR will be welcome. 30 frames per second has ray tracing reflection. 60 does not. So that's what you get with the improvement. They got other games listed as well. We're going to focus on Alan Wake 2 for this video. And it's like, and this is supposed to be one of the featured games with the Pro enhancements. The Pro still not being the Xbox Series X version. That is just crazy right there. It's like you paying all this money for an upgraded system, and the game is not even like being that much better than the base Xbox Series X. That is just wild right there. So Xbox, I kind of see why they didn't need a Pro model. If they did have a Pro console, how much better would it be than PlayStation's Pro model, so quote unquote Pro? Because this is just embarrassing. People have to pay all this money for these enhanced games, and they're not really even that enhanced like that. So if we got the first comment, somebody a lot of copium right here. I've never seen in my life so many fake gamers work on something about pixel counting and I noticeable frame drops rather than playing the game. That is a big difference. That's like 14 frames difference. Sure, if you only got the PlayStation version, that's one thing. But if you're a game who has both the Xbox and the PlayStation, then why would you get the PlayStation version? It makes no sense. You might as well get the Xbox version because it's a big difference in frame drops. So it's not fake concern or whatever, or fake gamers. It's that if you got both versions, it'll make more sense to get the better version, which is the Xbox version. That's what people are saying here. So, and even with the so-called Pro model, you can get 60, but it's like an 864p. That is crazy. What is it improving? I literally don't know what it's improving. Like, what's the so-called Pro? The X is the mid-gen refresh. Now we see what Microsoft didn't need to do a mid-gen refresh. They already had one with the Series X. That's crazy. This was patched. It's a solid 60. Yeah, okay. Oh man, they need a 60 for. They need a Pro just to compete with Xbox regular performance, Series X regular performance. That's kind of crazy. PS5 Pro won't help this much. It really isn't doing too much. It's not improving by a lot. So it's like, why even buy it then? Most Xbox are waiting for the game to arrive to Game Pass. Oh, take shots at Game Pass. But you're not going to deal with the issue that this game runs like trash on PlayStation. And even with the Pro, it's slightly better, sure, but it's not by much. So, still not as good as the Xbox version is. So people have to spend all this extra money and still not get the same performance that the Xbox Series X base model has, which is crazy. Wow, you bots are down so bad, it's pathetic and sad. It's pathetic that you point out the clear difference, the factual difference that the Xbox version is better, and that makes you down bad apparently. It looks the same. Y'all are losing. Who cares? Just play the game and support the dev. Sure, if you only have a PlayStation, just play the game because you won't notice the difference. But if you have both the Xbox and the PlayStation, it makes sense to get the Xbox version. It's been patched and you know it, embarrassing clown. Has it been patched? I haven't played the game yet, so I don't know. I was gonna wait to the deluxe edition while the bells and whistles comes out. So I don't know if it's been patched, but that is crazy how the Xbox version was that much better before. This PS5 Pro store has the Xbox scared AF. Yes. We should be scared that a more expensive console that's coming out very soon should be better. It should be. You're paying a lot more. So what are we talking about here? Like, why should we be shocked that this newer console is better than the Xbox Series X? It was like the Xbox Series X was released 4 years ago. Your new console should be better. You would think that because it costs more and it's newer. It's newer technology. So now he is controlling a game that came out last year that's already patched and runs just as smooth as the Series X. That's a lot of cap right there. It's a lot of cap because even with the Pro, it's still not as good as the X. Let's talk about the Pro while we're here. Not the full picture of PSSR. It will be 4K with zero difference. Easy win for PlayStation. So whatever this I don't know the technical terms. I don't know what this PSSR is, but this has been a major buzzword with this PS5 Pro discussion. So apparently that is a savior for this being in 4K, even though it says 864p. So whatever. Renders 1260s to reach an upscale 4K 30 frames per second. Okay, that's the technical stuff right there. Haven't even received a Pro patch yet, and an Xbox One to run with it. Well, yeah, the so-called these specs from Digital Foundry, they're not giving too much praise to this PlayStation by far. Like, it's not even like that much more impressive than a regular PS5 model, to be honest. And it doesn't even have path tracing. PC for the win. As long as it's better than my base PS5 run as a game at, then it's fine. It is what it is. Fine with that. Sure, but it's not like it's by much. So it just seems like a waste of money to me, to be honest. It just seems like a waste of money. It just seems like a waste of money, waste of tech. It's like, if you're not going to be that much greater than the PS5, then why even make it? $7 for that is just disgusting. I agree. But people can do what they want with their money. PlayStation clearly wants to be the Apple of gaming. They don't have to do too much improvements so people will buy the overpriced stuff and just run with it. Sony device is capable of a lot, but is lacking real FPS and 4K power. It shows again. Instead of a PS5 Pro, they should have made a better base PS5 controller with a longer battery life that doesn't effing deteriorate in 6 to 8 months. I agree. Base PS5 version running on Pro, it'll need one of these optimized for the Series X. It's like, you might as well just play on a Series X, to be honest. It's got to be honest. You might as well play on a Series X. Oh, man. They could have instead made a strong, affordable version. Instead, they went full scam mode with this. People said it's a 4070. Highly doubt it, but okay. This console generation has just been a complete joke from both Sony and Microsoft. Both systems were not ready for any type of game that is being released. Only a certain amount of games take advantage of both consoles, but that's by a long shot. I always say at least Xbox has a good catalog of games that are coming out, but I just don't like that they're delaying stuff for no reason. Like, once again, the situation with Avowed, which I don't know why that game was delayed. He could have released that game out, but everybody would have been fine. We've been playing that game, but you gotta wait even longer to give PlayStation a chance, which is like, no, release Avowed out now. That's my only complaint right now, really. So, but continuing on with the subject. I don't see the purpose of the Pro. This is like what this guy says. It's a huge fraud in history. Sony made it with Concord, now it's going to repeat with PS5 Pro. I don't think this thing is going to sell more than like 5 to like 10% of the PS5 player base, to be honest. Like, I know like the disc drive is selling out. I think it's mainly scalpers buying it to sell to Sony fanboys, but I don't think this thing is going to reach high numbers at all. I think the vast majority of gamers are going to say no, reject this Pro model, not paying for it. And it doesn't seem like it's even that much of a graphical or like big boost over the PS5, to be honest, just from what I'm seeing. Of course, the math of the Xbox user is pointing out the facts, as if they can't find the same thing from Digital Foundry as well. They can't find the same resources. But if you're an Xbox fan pointing it out, it's just you shouldn't be the messenger, apparently. So I'm gonna conclude it right here. This thing is not too impressive. It's like the base Xbox Series X does what the PS5 and the PS5 Pro is doing. It's like, why even buy the Pro at this point? I don't know, but it is what it is. I'm gonna stick with playing this on my Xbox Series X and just enjoy it then when the deluxe edition releases. The so-called Pro model isn't doing really pro performance. It's just keeping up with the Xbox, which I guess if you want to spend extra money just to keep up with the Xbox, they released 4 years ago, good for you. But I'm gonna see about Xbox, but definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.